Match day 24 is not over yet in Serie A because today we have Inter Fiorentina. That is important for us, the Bianconeri, to follow, to watch. But we already think, of course, about the Champions League. Tomorrow we play against PSV, 2 legs, home and away, playoffs. If we go through, that's really an important one. We are playing for gold, we are playing for glory, we are praying for the love of the supporters. Predicted lineups, press conference of Thiago Motta, a lot of things to speak about in today's video. If you didn't, please put a maximum of like, continue to subscribe. Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. So if we start, well, today there is an important game, Inter Fiorentina. Fiorentina that won 3-0 in that recap game a few days ago against Inter. Inter that totally underestimated that will of revenge from La Viola, from Moiskin with a fantastic, beautiful brace. They play again. And when we know that yesterday Napoli did 1-1 against Udinese, well, Inter, they will put everything to beat the team of Palladino this evening. Will they succeed in it? Yes or no? Well, a draw would not be bad. Also because this evening we will know if after match day 25, Juventus will be 5th or 6th again. Hopefully 5th, because we need to climb and we need to enter that top 4 as soon as possible. But thinking about Juve Psv, the game of tomorrow, well, Tuttosport is opening their page today with Per soldi e amore, for love and gold. We could translate it like that, because it's important to divide the two questions. For us, the supporter, of course, we are caring about the love. Going through against PSV would be extremely important for us, the Juventini, for some proud. Also because we have some things to cancel. Ajax, Lyon, Villarreal, Porto. There are so many games that we needed to win on paper that we were not able to go through to the next round. So beating tomorrow, but also in the away game the week later, PSV, would be extremely crucial for us, for the supporters, going through, playing against Arsenal or Inter in the next stage. It would be good because we just come from 2 wins in a row. If tomorrow we are able to win for the very first time this season, we go with 3 wins in a row, something that didn't happen this season yet. Good for the conviction, good for Juventini, good for the morale, good for the conviction, but especially for us, the supporters. We need a night where we win comfortably. Look, replicating the first game that we play against PSV in our entire history, but also this first Champions League stage group, I don't know how you call it, ranking, blah, blah. 3-1 would be extremely important to be a bit more comfortable before traveling to Eindhoven next week. So for the love, super important, but also we can't lie about it, also for the gold, also for money, because if Juventus is able to go through to the next stage, 11 million will go in the bank of Juve, super important, which could lead us to be again positive in our semestral books, because you know it that we are always reviewing the financial books twice a year. There is a stop in the middle of the year to already have a forecast, to understand a bit where we are, to understand if we need to do a bit better or not. Well, going through that stage could be extremely beneficial for Juve, because we really want to close the first half of the year positive again. The last time that it happened was in 2018. Since negative, COVID impact, Ronaldo, whatever you want, but negative, which is not good. Will we finish positive at the end of the season? No, we should not, but we should go closer and closer to break even. Also, depending what we are doing to the next round, if we go through Arsenal or Inter, if we go through that one, but first beating, of course, PSV, it's 12.5 million extra without calculating all the benefits that you can have from playing one game in your stadium. So it's a lot of money that is there that we need to take, that we have the opportunity to take. Imagine if we are able to go through PSV and the next stage, you play a huge big game there, and then the competition starts to be extremely interesting, and not only for gold, but also to be able to say, look, Juventus tournament in the biggest competition where we were missing last season, Juventus did well. Could be also a different way to analyze the season, to judge the first season of Thiago Motta on the bench of Juve, I believe. Let me know what you think. Where would Juve finishing in Champions League be something that would make you reconsider the season of Thiago, from a flop start to actually a beautiful season? Let me know. I'm really curious to read you. Then, of course, you have extra cash that could come in from that FIFA World Cup. You know, I'm the biggest supporter before even knowing that formula. Well, 50 million was what they were rumoring a few years ago. If you participate to that competition, apparently that entry price, that participation price would be from 15 million. It's a different, 50 and 15. Let's see. And then more you play, more you win games. Maybe if you win the competition, you can go and cash in a lot. So it depends. Don't forget about Coppa Italia. That can bring you also a bit of money and also guarantee you the next participation in Riyadh about the Super Coppa, or at least in Saudi Arabia. So pay attention for that, because a lot of money can come in and would be important. Because we know it a lot of time we are looking at our Mercato with that word sustainability, and there are some players that you cannot go for, because we are in negative. So faster we are in positive, faster Juventus will have some margins to move. Then, if there are some journalists that are telling you that Juventus is really interested in Van Dijk for next summer, no, there is no interest in Van Dijk for next summer, guys. Just go in the salary cap, what he's earning, and you will know really fast that it's out of the parameters for Juve. For a player from his age, he's not going into the philosophy of Juve. It is what it is, guys. Now, it is not over. We go back to the press conference and to the predicted lineup. Starting with the predicted lineups. Predicted lineups, we know that Cambiaso will not be there. And then there is that big doubt. If Cambiaso is not there, who will play as a left back? Look, Sky is giving me a lineup that I don't trust. Not because it's Sky or not Sky, but it's because in the last recent weeks, months, seasons, years, it's a long time, that Sky Sport, when they go with predicted lineup, guys, they don't find the right 11. Never. I'm always waiting for Giovanni Albanese to really confirm me what the lineup could be. But they go with Di Gregorio into the goal, a 4-2-3-1 with the way on the right side, Savona as a left back, Gatti and Veiga there. So that means reconfirming for the third game in a row, the same starting 4 backline. Locatelli and Douglas Luiz in the middle of the field, with Nico Gonzalez and Yildiz on the wings, McKennie as the number 10, and then up front Kolo Muani. I'm not convinced about that lineup. First of all, because we saw how much Savona was suffering against Trefezza. If you put Savona again on the left side, put him in difficulty against a player like Bakayoko, that would make him totally crazy. I don't think so. I have absolutely nothing against Savona. If he is in form, if he can play, if he's not suffering from that growing pain, play him in his original position, which is right back and not left back. And I would put, without any doubt, a Weston McKennie on the left, instead of sacrificing him in that number 10 role that we know it. That number 10 role in season 24-25, if whoever is playing that position is destined already to be a total disaster. So sacrifice that one a bit with McKennie on the left, Savona if you want, or Wea, whatever. On the right side, pay attention for that. So I'm not big fan of that one, and also not about the midfield. I have absolutely no problem in benching Koopmeiners, which a lot of journalists are reporting that he could possibly be benched tomorrow. That's where we are going towards, but you cannot play with Locatelli and Douglas Luiz, 2 players that they love building, they love starting, and when you have 2 of them, we saw it this season a lot of time, they are creating confusion. Also, a Douglas Luiz that is leaving that ball to Locatelli that is dropping more and more into the back to give some space to Douglas Luiz. So I think that would be a big problem, to play with Locatelli, Douglas Luiz as a double pivot, and especially because a Thuram needs to play. Or he plays, or you need to tell us, Thiago, why is he not playing? Then I want real honesty on the topic. Is it because he's injured? Is it because he's suffering from fatigue? Is it because he has I don't know. Tell me why Thuram is not playing. I'm confident that he will play. I'm expecting him to play, otherwise tomorrow. Guys, I would be angry. Of course I would be angry. Then about Conceição, I need to understand also why he's not starting. Yildiz is the one that is sure to play, Kolo Muani as well, with Dusan Vlahovic on the bench. So I don't want to comment too much that one of Sky Sport. First of all, because they never guess one, and secondly, because I don't agree with that one. Let's see later today when we'll have the predicted one, if I can give you my opinion in the Telegram group. Now, speaking about that, this afternoon, there is Locatelli and Thiago Motta that spoke in press conference. I will not report you everything, but what are the highlights? Well, Locatelli started saying it's a different game than the first one that we played against them. 2 legs, first at home, we must win. So I love the fact that he's underlining we must win. That will not go only by the coach, but also by Locatelli. And I believe that winning mentality is starting to arrive at Juve, and we hear it. We hear it, and that game that we won against Como, well, that can possibly help towards that. Playing here is a dream, he said, and then also being a captain is super. It's super, and it's something that is a big responsibility, an everyday responsibility, not only during the games. So I'm happy that they also understand what it is to be a captain at Juve, not only in 90 minutes, but in the entirety of Juve. Being an example, the first one to arrive, the last one to leave, the first one that is taking the defense or saying what needs to be said. Grande loca in saying it's an everyday responsibility. Then he spoke about the identity of Juve, that in the beginning of the season was really focused on possession, and that in the last few games we saw a bit going away. Well, he said, no. We want to keep our identity, that is keeping possession. Then one game is like this. Every game is different, we know it, but at the end, result is important. We must win at home in a 2-game leg. Result is important. Guys, I told you, that result, that win is going more and more, of course. We don't care about words. We need to see it on the field. But I'm already happy to hear these kind of things. What about the positive this season? He said, if I need to take one thing positive and one thing negative, he said work ethic of the team is the positive thing. And then the negative thing is that in some games we missed some experience. Ex-player that I still want to be here was one of the questions of the journalist. And here the answer of Locatelli was correct. I don't understand why that question honestly was asked. And he said correctly what I was immediately having in my mind. He said, these are extremely toxic questions to trouble the ambiance, the locker room, the environment. I'm happy with my teammates. We are all brothers on the field. We want to help each other. Look, what kind of answer do you want him to say? Do you want him to say, I would have loved Rabiot to still be here? Guys, if you are saying, I would love Rabiot to still be here, you are directly or indirectly attacking Koopmeiners. If you say, I would have loved Federico Chiesa to still be here, you're attacking Nico Gonzalez, you're attacking Conceição, Yildiz, you're attacking Bangula. It's a really strange question, honestly, and he said it. I think that these are really toxic questions. Then, if he's thinking about it, that Rabiot was better performing than the Koopmeiners, or that at the moment Rabiot is doing extremely well with 2 consecutive goals, by the way, with Marseille, could be. I don't know, but the questions are really strange. What about Thiago Motta? He said, are we playing 3 decisive games in 8 days? He didn't say yes or no. He said, no excuse. We have a young team. We can do it. All games are important. We know it. Juventus is playing, honestly, the season in these 8 days. PSV home, Inter, and then PSV away. A lot will be said in these 3 games, though, seriously, a lot will be said. He also said something important. He said, finally, we won a game without playing well. Look, when he said that, I was like, what do you... And then I said, I'm happy. Because in post-game of Como, when listening to his words, when reading his words, he was saying we played well, or in moments we were managing well. We did what it takes to win the game, and I was totally not okay with it. I didn't agree with his words. Today, when he's really telling me after a few days, we finally won a game without playing well, I said, okay. So also you saw that we were really bad against Como. And I'm a bit reassured, because if he's telling me that against Como we played well, we have a huge, big problem. So that was an important one. And also telling me, hey, winning, guys, when you don't deserve, winning, when you are playing bad, sometimes these games needs to be won as well. There were some games that we were not playing well, and we were drawing, or we were losing. When sometimes you're able to do it, well, it changes the season, guys. The games that you don't deserve to win, and you're able to find a way to win them, these, at the end of the season, in the balance, are extremely important. And then he said also, it's important, but they can't be the way. Which is telling me he wants to do totally different tomorrow. Tomorrow he wants to do totally different. And you know why I know that? Because he said, tomorrow we must enter the field determined, concentrated, putting a lot of intensity offensively and defensively, and I want to play with quality. He's asking a lot, but you know what I keep from all these beautiful words, description? The first part, we want to enter the field, which didn't happen against Empoli, which didn't happen against Como. We must enter the field with the right intentions, with intensity, offensive, defensively, quality, etc. But we must enter the field tomorrow in our home against a team that we have already beat important. There were some questions, of course, about Koopmeiners. He said, look, personally, I didn't read anything negative. You wrote these things about him, like it's totally normal because you are giving your opinion about players, but I personally didn't read anything negative about him. Were you expecting Koopmeiners to be here in press conference because he's Dutch? He said, you were wrong. Today we have our captain, Manu. Also, they're pushing on the fact Manuel Locatelli is the official captain of Juventus, and that rotation game, one time you, it's over. Are we favorite? He said, no, we are not favorite, but even if we were, it doesn't matter. We want to win. Look, I love that. I love that for what reason? Because how many times were we favorite on paper? How many times we are? I already said that. I don't want to go back towards the nightmares. We don't care. Again, from the moment that there is a whistle, there is no favorite anymore. You need to do your job. You must win. You need to show that you want to win. And that's what I hope to see tomorrow. Ragazzi, maybe there will be a live, but I'm not sure because I'm extremely tired. Maybe after Inter Fiorentina, or maybe a fast comment anyway after a game to see if we are 5th, 6th. Of course, if we are 6th, I would not be happy. If Inter wins, I would not be happy. I don't know. We see each other later or tomorrow. Grazie, forza, Juve.